Join me on a hunt with the bucka.
Oh, goodness. Massive.
Fearless nomads of the jungle. They carve their teeth to eat their prey. Use their voice as a weapon. And kill with poisonous darts. I'm Hayden Turner. As a zookeeper, I looked after animals for years. But today, I'm deep in the jungle of Central Africa with the Bucka tribe, and they're hunting. For the Bucka, wildlife isn't a zoo exhibit. They kill to survive. These men understand animal behavior here better than anyone in the world, and I want to learn from them. The Bucka are nomadic pygmies, now called forest people. It's been 5 days since their last kill. If they don't kill today, back in camp, 30 women and children will go to sleep hungry.
What we're going to get, nobody knows. But you can really feel the excitement and the energy amongst the men.
My home for the next 10 days will be this dense jungle. It's one of the most remote places I've ever been to, and I'm definitely out of my comfort zone. I'm worried I won't be able to keep up. There's no path, and visibility is under 5 meters. If I get separated from the men, I will be in big trouble.
You only have to miss each other for like about 20 meters in this forest, and it's all over.
The Bucka share this forest with leopards, elephants, and one of Africa's most dangerous animals, buffalo.
You become like a real human pincushion. Every single thing in this forest has got spikes on it.
Already, my legs are torn to shreds.
That's like...
This really is a jungle, and injuries are vicious. Biango, a hunter in his 20s with 5 kids, lost an eye to this forest, gouged out by a tree branch during a fierce hunt. Now he's partially blind. It's a massive handicap for him. In this forest, you need your sight to survive. But he still has to hunt. Fewer hunters would mean less food for the tribe. So with his close friend Mbanga, he's looking for tracks.
Definitely something up ahead. They're onto something.
This isn't just a stream. It's also the tracks of a giant. 40 centimeters wide and at least 20 centimeters deep. I've seen tracks like this before, but never this large.
Hey, Bunga. And through here is the mark or the track, believe it or not, of a snake. A big snake. To leave a track that heavy, it's got to be a big snake.
I think this could be an African python. Aggressive, dangerous, and up to 7 meters long. They strike, suffocate, and then swallow their prey whole.
And look at this here. This is the... Here. Yeah, so the belly This has got to be big. This has got to be massive.
The trail is clean, with no foliage covering it. That means it's fresh. We've got to be extremely careful. And here I am, stuck in the mud. The hunters freeze. It's the scent of snake's dung. It smells like rotten eggs. Fresh dung means the snake is close. If we find it, the hunters will only have seconds to strike before the snake has a chance to attack.
I'm not really sure what's going on right now.
Mebunga cuts off the snake's head with his machete. Blood sprays onto the camera.
Wow. This is a massive African python. It's got to be 4 or 5 meters long. And it's eaten something, and you can see the massive bulge in its belly there. And it hasn't been able to get away.
This snake must weigh over 100 kilos. It takes 4 of us to move it.
Unbelievable. I've never seen an African python this long in the wild.
Mebunga landed a fatal blow. In his late 20s, he is the tribe's most promising young hunter. And this snake's head will raise his rankings.
It could easily swallow a small child, and it's definitely swallowed something bigger than a small child. We'll soon find out.
After surviving on a diet of vegetables and roots, this is vital protein that the tribe needs. Over 80 kilograms of snake steak, and the animal inside may provide an extra meal.
There's the animal's head right there.
An offensive, putrid, sewer-like smell fills the air.
It really does smell incredibly bad.
It's a duiker, an antelope the size of a goat, swallowed whole, head first. But this meat is rotten and inedible. The bucca will eat 80% of the snake, as it's mostly lean muscle meat. 2/3 of the snake will be eaten while it's fresh, over the next 2 days. The rest will be smoked once they get the meat back to camp. To do that, they use backpacks, jungle style.
There's going to be a party in the old town tonight.
Southeast Cameroon, in the Jar Reserve. It's a remote rainforest. The film crew and I travelled here for 3 days to reach the edge of the jungle. Then, with 40 local porters and an armed guard, we trekked into this jungle on foot. The Baka are traditional nomadic hunter-gatherers. They roam the jungle year-round, establishing new hunting camps every few weeks. 50 men, women and children live here, and they don't need to rely on the modern world. I've pitched my tent next to the Baka's traditional huts made out of branches and leaves. I've brought some of my own food, but if there's enough, I'm hoping to taste some of the food that we hunt. 50% of the Baka's protein comes from meat. Both men and women hunt, but it's just the men who hunt the large and dangerous animals. Music is a huge part of Baka life. Song and dance are their way of communicating with the spirit of the forest.
I've never had a welcome like that, ever, anywhere in the world.
But the Baka have one terrifying tradition that scares even a fearless hunter like Mbanga to the core.
Mbanga.
The Baka have an excruciatingly painful ritual. They chisel their teeth to eat meat more easily. It also helps with dental hygiene. No flossing needed here. For the Baka, sharp teeth are a sign of beauty.
We've all been to the dentist, but there's no way in the world that I could ever imagine the pain that must be to have pieces chipped off your tooth with a sharp knife and a heavy piece of steel. Oh.
Close to midnight, and I'm lying exhausted in my tent. I'm woken by some really strange sounds. As I enter the camp, I cannot believe my eyes.
Something very special has happened tonight. Yankee, the spirit of the forest, has come to visit the village. It's about 2 meters tall, and they call upon him to bring good luck for upcoming hunting expeditions.
These people are happy people, and the experience that I'm having, their happiness is washing over me. The next morning, Awa, the Baka healer, performs an important ritual. It's to make us strong and invisible, so we can hunt one of the most flighty animals in the forest, the Daika. Daikas are small antelopes, extremely shy and elusive creatures. When alarmed, they make a distinctive bleating call. It's this call that the Baka use to their advantage. They imitate this distress call because it attracts the Daika to them. Leading this hunt is Ngong, one of the tribe's most experienced hunters. Always smiling, he's told me stories about his father, a legendary hunter, who passed all his skills onto Ngong. Near a small creek where he knows Dyker are likely to drink, he's looking for tracks.
Here's the track of a... the track of an antelope. This leaf was over the top of that, and Ngong saw the sign. I don't know how, but saw the sign of that track right there going that way.
There are always dangers in this forest, but at this time of year, forest buffalo have their young. I know how dangerous these animals can be. If we were to get between a cow and her calf, she could attack and easily kill us. The Dyker tracks lead us deep into the jungle. The size of a small dog, Dykers move easily through even the thickest undergrowth. We move much slower, and I'm finding it exhausting. But soon, more signs that we're on the right track.
Oh, it's very strong smelling. And this is quite moist still. A fantastic indicator that there's a Dyker close by.
It's crucial that we find the right location for our first calling spot. The Dyker could approach from any direction, so the caller stands in the middle, surrounded by a hunter at each entry point of the clearing.
There's thick vegetation in front of us. The caller is over here, and the hunters have disappeared in a fan shape out into the bush here. There's one over there, one over there, one there, one there, and one there. And they'll be poised for this strike when I get down.
The hunters imitate the Dyker's call by closing their nasal passages with their hand. The call has to be perfect, otherwise the animals won't approach. It takes years of practice. The hunters call over 500 times in a day's hunt and stop in up to 15 different clearings. I'm starting to wonder if this actually works. Each time the hunters call, they put themselves in danger. Other predators also respond to these distress calls. We could easily attract a leopard. One of the hunters spots movement in the vegetation.
Just heard a noise in here. It could be a doctor. Could be a bush pig.
Suddenly, a duiker appears.
That's how it goes. But it definitely works. That distress call definitely attracts other adults to come and investigate. Very, very clever.
We've been cutting our way through this jungle for 8.5 hours now, and it starts to get to you.
Now I really understand why the baka call the duikers towards them. It's really their only chance of catching one. This animal is too flighty to stalk, and the jungle is way too dense to chase them. The baka only kill what they can eat. But some of their neighbours decimate the animal population with illegal hunting.
I just trod in this wire snare here. When I see that, it makes me shudder. Because it's indiscriminate hunting using this, where so many chimps and gorillas and other animals lose their limbs and their lives. Commercial poaching and illegal hunting are the sort of detrimental effects to wildlife, but also to people like the baka. And I'm going to take that and get rid of it.
It's getting late, but we have no choice. We have to keep going. For the baka, it's either hunt or go hungry. During a hunt, silently, the men stand absolutely still, ready to strike. They don't move a muscle. It takes supreme concentration and total body control. A duiker appears out of the undergrowth. It's only 10 meters away. The hunters must wait. It's too far away to spear. The caller continues. Transfixed, the animal moves forward. 5 meters now. Just a few more seconds. Now, another distress call, but this one is real.
I've got one.
Mebunga, who killed the python, also speared the duiker.
So you were hiding here? Okay.
Success for Mebunga and the tribe. Strategy, patience, and deep understanding of animal behavior have paid off. Transfixed by the distress call, the Dyker walks straight into the bucker's trap.
Hard for me to watch an antelope that I used to look after, hunted, but I have to always remember this is forest food for these people.
5 hunters, 10 hours, 5 kilograms of meat. With some yams from the forest, it'll be enough for tonight's meal, but tomorrow we'll have to hunt again. Every gram of meat is valuable, and we are celebrated like heroes. It's an amazing feeling.
As well as being great hunters, they've got fantastic rhythm as well, which singles me out even more.
In true bucker style, we sing, dance, and celebrate into the night. Tender Dyker cooked with forest spices and a root vegetable called cassava. Mbiato, a young widow with one son, is taking me on a hunt with the other women. We'll be looking for small forest animals. Bucker women hunt about 40% of their family's protein. Just like the men, they have intimate knowledge of animal behavior.
So the women are looking for something small, but this man is here with a spear, because there's a lot of big things out here as well, and he's here to protect us.
First up, we're looking for tortoise. They're easy to catch and a common meal, but you need to know where to look.
It looks like tortoise. Joko!
Now, we need to stop our catch from escaping.
Why do you scratch?
And
then they tie the vine around and they can transport it back to the village. Very ingenious. It's like a lunchbox. Okay.
There's about half a kg of meat on a tortoise.
Okay.
Enough for Mbiato's small family of 2. The rest of the camp needs to eat as well, so the hunt continues. But first we stop for a drink. I purify my water to avoid parasites, but 27-year-old Pando hacks off a vine full of naturally filtered water. The Bucker used nature's purification system.
That is fantastic. Crystal clear, filtered water. Like it's out of a spring. That is very clever.
Every single place I look, the women have just got this ability to see mushrooms, where a tortoise is, water out of a liana or a vine. Choco. This is literally forest supermarket.
Before I know it, Pando is on to the next hunt.
I wouldn't be putting my hand down a hole like that. But the women just know from that hole that they've seen there on the ground that there is something down here. Okay, something's happening. Okay. This is the food for the animal. So you know something's down there.
Giant pouched rats carry food underground in their cheek pouches. They are up to 5 times the size of their domestic cousins. Their large teeth can inflict serious damage. Active at night, the rat sleeps in its burrow during the day. The burrow is a maze of long passages, inner chambers and several exit holes. We must find them, then block them off before the rat can escape. Only 4 holes are left open. Hunters guard them with sharp sticks ready to strike. It's Enviato's job to get the rat out of its burrow. So she's going to smoke it out. The fire must be lit at the lowest point of the burrow, the food storage chamber. But first, she needs to unblock the entrance, so she risks getting bitten. With the burrow unblocked, now the smoke can travel deep inside.
Everyone is standing in a semicircle. If the animal comes out of one of these burrows, they're going to be able to strike very, very quickly.
After 15 minutes, there's still no sign of this rat. Then Pando hears a noise at another hole and goes to check it out. The rat is already dead, asphyxiated by the smoke.
That's the biggest rat I've ever seen. Well, been to the supermarket, a tortoise, a giant rat, dinner sorted.
After a successful hunt, it's time to celebrate. So the women head to the river. They use the surface of the water as an instrument. With cupped hands, they create drumming sounds. Back at camp, I'm with Ekasome. In his late 50s, he's a quietly spoken, humble man. But to the tribe, he's the master of the crossbow. Introduced by European merchants, the Baka have used this weapon for hundreds of years. And now, it's my turn to learn how to fire the crossbow.
Okay, Kwazame, show me how it's done. So you split the crossbow apart.
Ekasome draws the bowstring and places it into the notch.
Okay.
He uses a peg to separate the two limbs. To fire, he squeezes the limbs together. This releases the bowstring and the dart fires with great force.
Okay. Joko. Okay. Here I go. Everyone is watching. Okay.
No.
Like this. Okay. Okay.
With his crossbow, Ekasome can shoot accurately up to 30 meters. But I'm struggling with a target just 5 meters away.
This is my coach, but this is my team behind me here. It feels like the Baka Olympics.
This isn't a game. The crossbow is designed to kill. By applying deadly poison to the darts, the crossbow becomes a lethal weapon. 3 secret ingredients from the forest are used to make this poison. Ekasome is the only one who knows how to prepare this dangerous potion.
Ekasome just did something very, very important with his knife. He just made 2 little notches just here. And those little notches will weaken the dart, and the animal will normally try and brush it off. It will break at that point and stay in the animal. The poison then enters the bloodstream and starts to take effect.
The active component is Walbane, a cardiac glycoside which can stop a human heart in under an hour. Now, I'm going with Ekasome on a crossbow hunt. We're looking for one of the largest birds in the forest, the hornbill. To get close enough for a kill, we'll have to creep up on our prey. This hunt requires absolute stealth and silence.
Animals in a canopy can see movement on the forest floor very, very easily. It's near impossible. He can do it. I just don't seem to be able to have the technique. How do you find the animals? You look and listen. Okay.
The hornbill's wings beat loudly as it flies. Ekasome uses these sounds to track the birds in the canopy above.
wasps. It's impossible for me not to make a noise. I really feel like I'm letting him down. Now, here's completely overgrown on the outskirts in a muddy swamp where up to our ankles in thick mud. Sometimes I feel like we're the prey.
Ekasami leads us through the swamp to an area with fruit trees. He knows that hornbills feed here late in the afternoon.
I can hear the birds eating the branches of the trees. I can't participate. That's not because of us, that's just blind. To another tree. We're fertilizing to each other. But I have to let Ekasumi go forward by himself. And hopefully I can keep him in vision.
But then, something I did not expect. Ekasame uses his voice as a secret weapon.
Unbelievable. Just made a call. Called the birds over to us.
By imitating the bird's calling sound, Ekasame has lured two hornbills into the tree above him.
Wow, I wasn't expecting that. No one told me about the calls. I thought we had to creep up.
Now the prey is close enough to take a shot.
He's loading up his crossbow.
At 2 kilograms, crossbows are extremely hard to hold still. The smallest movement and he would miss. The dart makes a sound when fired, which may scare the birds away. He's missed.
He's reloading. Reloading another dart. First one missed.
But the birds are still there.
Second shot. Missed again. The birds are still there. Usually difficult. Firing a crossbow like this is supposed to be more difficult than blowpipes or bow and arrow or anything.
Ekasame's shot is partially blocked by the dense canopy, so he can only see 10 centimeters of the bird's body. It's a tiny target.
He's moving a little bit closer. Try and get a better shot. I can't go forward. I will absolutely destroy this hunt if I go forward.
From his new position, Ekasame has a clear view of the hornbill. He aims. Now, we sit and wait for the poison to take effect. In a bird this size, it should only take minutes.
Something from the tree just here.
was the sound of the bird falling. But it could be something much more dangerous.
Me too. Look at that. It does. It looks like it's gone up into the brain. Straight through the long part of its bill.
With as much meat as a chicken, this hornbill is a great catch.
That is knowledge and skill that should never be lost. I haven't ever been with a indigenous people before that has shown me more about animal behaviour in the bush.
In my time with the bucka, I've learned that they are at one with this forest. They have shown me that this jungle is the basis of their existence, culture and happiness. With animal calls, ancient weapons and courage, the bucka are masters of survival.